Hello people, we are looking at medicine. Under medicine, we are looking at respiratory system in this video. So guys, in medicine, you have a lot of chapters. So basically you have infectious diseases, you have CVS system, respiratory system, abdomen, you have hematology, that is blood disorders, nephrology, kidney, etc. Nervous system, right? Then you have endocrine metabolic disorders like diabetes mellitus, connective tissue disorders, you should know, like some immune disorders can be there, right? Oncology, that is cancer, etc. Geriatric medicine, so many things are there, right? As in this video, we're looking at respiratory system overview. Now look at this, it is there from page number so and so to page number so and so. Can you understand that there are around 70 pages in this textbook dedicated to respiratory system? Okay, so basically let us take a quick overview of respiratory system. So basically, what are the symptoms that the patient comes with, and what are the signs are that you will elicit? So basically the symptoms a person will come with who has a respiratory problem issue, he will come up with cough. So it could be a dry cough or a productive cough. He will have sputum. He can have hemoptysis, that is blood, right, in the in the sputum, right, hemoptysis. Don't get confused with emesis, that is the blood in the vomit, but this is hemoptysis, that is in the sputum, that is blood, right? Then there can be wheezing. Then there can be chest pain, guys, and also breathlessness. Breathlessness is what the patient describes, right? But you know it is called as dyspnea. So as a doctor, what signs will you elicit? What can you see? So basically you can see that there is pyrexia, the person has fever, the person has dyspnea or tachypnea, that is he has difficulty in breathing, or he has fast breathing, tachy, right? Fast breathing. He has intercostal recession, that is he is having indrawing of the chest, isn't it? Intercostal recession. The breathing can be either abdominal or thoracic. You will have to find out whether it is abdominal or thoracic. Basically, this physique is a more general observation. You just observe the size, the development, the person of this. That's physique. Okay, we are not going into that, especially as a sign. Would you write that? No. Cyanosis, so the person can be blue. So cyanosis can be central or peripheral. Then there can be action of accessory muscles. He's using his accessory muscles to breathe. There can be clubbing. Clubbing will be in the nails, right, in the fingertips. Lymph nodes, so how are they enlarged, etc. Tracheal position is deviated, so you should know. If somebody is pushing it from this side, it will go to the other side. If somebody is pulling from the other side, it can go to that side. So you should know tracheal position. Shape of chest, what type of chest you have. So many pigeon chest, etc. Right? Excavator, so many types of chests are there. Chest movements, how are they? You should be able to tell that. Then apical impulse, where is it felt? Is it felt palpable? In inspection, are you able to see it, etc. Breath sounds, how are the breath sounds? You have so many types of breath sounds, isn't it? What are the types of breath sounds? So you have vesicular breath sounds, normal vesicular breath sounds, right? Otherwise, you have bronchial breath sound. Then what are the other types? There can be absent breath sounds, right? Because of some reasons. Or there could be added sounds, like crackles can be there. There can be rhonchi, there can be wheeze. How's it going, people? We have started off with the respiratory system. We're just looking. So basically added sounds. Then you have evidence of PHT. What is this? Pulmonary hypertension, right? Is there any evidence of pulmonary hypertension? You'll have to see. Then you'll have to see if there are any signs of heart failure or if there's hoarseness of voice. So voice sounds also you'll have to hear how the voice is. Because voice is affected means what? The recurrent laryngeal nerve is affected. What do you think? So basically in respiratory system, this is what are the symptoms and signs. For each of these, they have explained more. So guys, let us look at some respiratory diseases, the names also that we will be looking at in this chapter. So basically you have the classification of respiratory diseases will be like obstructive and restrictive. Under obstructive, you have COPD, etc., chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, isn't it? So you can have asthma, you can have bronchiectasis, cystic fibrosis, bronchiolitis, etc. Then what else can you talk about? Coming to restrictive, you have some mnemonic here, pleural disease, alveolar problems, some restrictions, basically interstitial lung diseases, neuromuscular diseases like myasthenia gravis, etc. Then you have thoracic cage abnormalities like kyphoscoliosis, obesity, and ankylosing spondylitis, where basically there isn't enough space for the chest to expand, isn't it? So basically, you should know mainly in respiratory diseases, you should know tuberculosis, pneumonia. How do I make this come down? Okay, tuberculosis, pneumonia, you should know, pneumothorax, pleural effusion, respiratory failure, lung abscess, bronchogenic carcinoma, acute respiratory distress syndrome, pulmonary hypertension, pulmonary thromboembolism, lung transplant. About all this, you'll have to know in this respiratory diseases chapter. What are the main things that you should know? The high priority things that you should know. Let us look at the high priority topics in respiratory system. Asthma is very, very important, guys. Asthma is very important. Then you have tuberculosis, which is very important. Pneumothorax, tension pneumothorax, especially very important. Pneumonia is important. Pleural effusion important. Bronchiectasis important. This many are very important. Okay, this much you have to know for your exam to pass in respiratory system.